Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will understand about the peristaltic movement in gastrointestinal tract, the digestive tract. So, the peristaltic movement is used for the food movement from mouth to the anus, and it is basically is due to the contraction and relaxation of the circular and longitudinal muscle in the same time but antagonistically. For example, the longitudinal muscle will contract and the circular muscle will be relaxed. And it is the myenteric nervous system and autonomic nervous system contain parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. The peristaltic is the circular muscle and longitudinal muscle antagonistically contract and relaxed to produce the waves for food moves down until defecation. So let's understand about how it can be occur. So remember, the circular muscle contract behind the bolus or behind the food, and the longitudinal muscle at the same place the relax. In this way, the relax, and where the bolus is present, the circular muscle should be relaxed for increase the surface area, for move more forward this food. This is the peristaltic movement. Anyhow, let's understand about here is you can see this is the swallow the food by lubrication. After the mastication, the bolus will move into the esophagus, and in this way the circular muscle relaxed and longitudinal muscle contract where the bolus are present, while the circular muscle will contract and the longitudinal muscle will relax behind the bolus. Remember, this is the chyme which that is going to the duodenum. Let's understand about the further mechanism. With the autonomic nervous system control the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Whenever the sympathetic nervous system will stimulate more, the fight and flight response will lead to antiperistaltic movement. In this way, the vomiting can occur. While on the other hand, the parasympathetic nervous system will stimulate the rest and digest. In this way, the digestion will occur. This is the brain and spinal cord is work for it and control. This is the autonomic movement, remember. Here you can see this is the digestive tract, which that inside is lumen, which that is the where the food is present, while this is the dogial type 1 interneuron, and this is the rapidly adopting the mechanosensory neuron, which that sense the distension of the lumen. On the other hand, this is the brain, which that contain our nerves, and which that is the vagal nerves. Vagal nerves will target to the for the distension to digest, and in this the movement will occur. This spinal afferent neurons also important for the give the response, and to the vagal nerve is the parasympathetic nerves, which that will stimulate the peristaltic movement, and the dogial type 2 neuron is also involved for it, and this is basically the paravertebral ganglion, the sympathetic efferent, which that is allowed to dilate the gastrointestinal tract and give the signal via a nerve impulse to the myenteric interneuron. Myenteric interneuron is involved for the contraction of the circular muscle and dilation of the longitudinal muscle behind the bolus or behind the food. Let's understand about here from oral to the anal. This is the lumen, lamina propria, and the circular muscle. Lamina propria is contains submucosal plexus and the circular muscle and the longitudinal muscle. Between the circular and longitudinal muscle, the myenteric plexus are present. This is the food when enter the stretching of wall of gastrointestinal tract, which that will sense through a sensory neuron, which that sensory neuron will sense, and in this way will give the signal to the inhibitory primary ascending neuron. This inhibitory primary ascending neuron, which that will give the signal to the descending interneuron, and ascending excitatory motor neuron. So here is the inhibitory primary ascending neuron, and this is the circular muscle, and this is the myenteric plexus between the circular and longitudinal muscle. And lamina propria is contains the submucosal plexus, also present in the nerves. This is the ascending excitatory motor neuron, which that is acetylcholine and SP neurotransmitter, which that will stimulate the circular muscle and will lead to contract. While when it will not work, so the relaxation will occur. The inhibitory primary ascending neuron, which that is also involved for the basically it is used for the contraction. So how it is possible, let's understand. This is the ascending excitatory motor neuron, this which that after the basically the myenteric plexus, which the interneuron, the inhibitory primary ascending neuron, and this is the descending interneuron. This descending interneuron, which that give the signal toward the ascending excitatory motor neuron, and the ascending excitatory motor neuron is here, which that will lead to contract through acetylcholine neurotransmitter to point, and the longitudinal muscle and circular muscle contract in the same time. Basically, circular muscle contract while the longitudinal muscle will be relaxed in the behind of the bolus, and in this way here is the descending interneuron is also involved. So the eye pan is very important for the regulation of the contraction and relaxation. Here is the descending inhibitory motor neuron. This descending inhibitory motor neuron, which that is basically inhibit the contraction while through neurotransmitter nitric oxide, VIP, NPY, and ATP, and this will lead to also the descending interneuron, and this is which that will lead to relax the muscle, and descending inhibitor neuron, the motor neuron it is. In this way, is the contraction will occur, and while the relaxation after the food passing on, and when the food will pass on further, it means the relaxation again will occur, while the next phase will occur, and this is the passage of the contraction and relaxation will occur. This I pan is basically which that give the signal number one to the for the contraction, and after this inhibition to the contraction will lead to relaxation while the inhibition, and in this way here is the descending inhibitory motor neuron will inhibit the contraction while create the relaxation. By this also the descending inhibitor neuron, it is the motor neuron, and in this way the relaxation will occur and the contraction and relaxation. But remember that the circular muscle when contract, the longitudinal muscle should be relaxed for the peristaltic movement. In this way here is the brain, which that contain a dorsal motor nucleus and the nucleus ambiguous of vagus brain stem of the brain stem, which that vagus nerve 10, which that is parasympathetic nervous nerve, autonomic nerve, which that target to the esophagus, stomach, liver, gallbladder, bile duct, and pancreas, ileum, proximal colon. While the on the other hand, the greater subplanchnic nerves is the three pairs, which that is celiac ganglion. This ganglion, which that will target to the celiac nerve, which that is target to the large intestine, and ileum and superior mesenteric neuron ganglion, which that control the ileum, and the inferior mesenteric will target to the colon. Remember, this is a lumbar subplanchnic neuron. It is. But on the other hand, this is the pelvic subplanchnic nerve, which that will lead to distal colon, rectum, bladder, and reproductive organ is control for the relaxation and contraction for the peristaltic movement. And this is the sympathetic division and the parasympathetic division. So in this way, the sympathetic division and parasympathetic division is collectively work. Remember that things. But the parasympathetic nervous system is used for the peristalsis. I hope you make sense about that. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe.